Abusiafo, this is Cool Trends. Another exciting episode. Said your da munim say no. Ya buy the trending issues and a bro. Now, and the trending issues near part 2 of a particular story I promised to bring. Ya could remove the ason out of former who say, as I said, there is an issue ye kasa home part 2, and that is the issue concerning Mohbad. Once again, may his innocent soul rest in perfect peace. Auntie, me and Mr. Shaw and our house here cool entertainment GH. Na Mohbad issue ya can one say me one a day na babie because se won share first one na make I will say obeko cool entertainment GH on YouTube. Na waka share first one no. Now this second one no maybe na won share dan tia because it's the first one won share. Se say Mohbad papa ho ya chire no. Make us any papa ho ya chire na. What am I saying? In what sense in Tiana? Me say no Mohbad papa is in police custody for interrogation. Ye bisa na no asem because according to resources and the researchers no emra na Mohbad te ase no na one ne papa entem enwo. The reason tia na one ne papa entem enwo ene say on share ne papa no on say nipa de wunni dru baby a esese wo hwe wawofo, but in this case no according to resources na Mohbad share ne papa no, and the reason tia on also as a child and as a young man na on share ne papa no because say emra na osano papa no anhwe no. Into the way they reciprocate something, reciprocal something. What I say, one remia, men so you do me, I do you. And to know enquafobi susu say because of sa intawantawa na da Mohbad nene papante muntino. It means to say Mohbad ewo ne papa ewo ensa ewo ni wonim. Sana enkofobi susu ama sesi akra ye ne wo kase you know as at the time I kase you know ya exumi body no me kase ya exumi body na chese se na ye kosie no ye tu body no every asase na say every baby a ye sie no for autopsy. Because it's a say hunu dia eku no say owu a natural death and also owu by accident owu by poison and now then the no. That is what intia omakwakotu emuno for autopsy. Now according to resources no the emma omukotu emuno because they saw fresh blood. And you know, they saw fresh blood when the casket ni mu what I say. And I say, ye na nim say nipa wu because they didn't share fridge mu and then all that thing you know, moja na melt da clot. But in this case, you know, nipa no blood no wo Mohbad casket mu no blood no ye very fresh, which means he say I say now on share them we and see no. And then again, you say owu hospital honum no ni 3 days and kosie no. Come on, he is a celeb. What I say, he is a celeb. Into no, at least we need to give him a befitting burial. At least we share environment honum no any baby sie Mohbad na abekete obi asebi or mamini or papa be wana say excuse my language unimportant personality be and omo baby like baby akeke no madam pe body no. What I say, you wouldn't see anything be I said they gave the guy a befitting burial. How can a star die and then 3 days time you bury them? And another way to say research and resources and so say emra boy ni wu ye no or papa no ekwa obi ho say o man axe so ni ade na ko no ankasa enkotutu fam na ko wonfa ne de hye ne enhye wonom onpe yesem empe ayisem bia. So there are a lot of questions being thrown at the father of Mohbad, a lot of questions, but some questions when how are we going to find the answers without the police intervention? And to know the year question video in Bra say ye koba ye be hunu die e course.
Mohbad's father is in big trouble. He has finally been exposed, and at this point, everyone is suspecting him to know more than he's telling. Some people have even begun accusing him of killing his own son, because right now, everything that this man is doing in the press is only working against him.
So guys, as at the time of making this video, it was reported that Mohbad's body has been exhumed, that is dug out of the grave for autopsy and further investigation. It was said that during the exhumation process, the police kept people at distance so that there would be no distraction and there would be no crowd surrounding them. There were police tapes all around the area before his body was eventually exhumed. This means that this case is only just starting. Like, it's about to get bad. It's about to get better even, because right now, all the answers that we need, all the answers to the questions we've all been asking would be answered. An autopsy would be done. And this is where we would now know what truly happened to Mohbad. Now, there have been claims that people saw blood in the casket after Mohbad's body had been removed, suggesting that he was buried alive. Now, this is just sparking up a controversy and a lot of people have their opinions. What I can say about it is that usually when someone is deceased, their body still emanates fluid, and that usually mostly happens if the person wasn't embalmed. Now, it's clear that Mohbad wasn't embalmed because we know he was buried so fast, and embalming takes days, if not weeks, for it to be done. Although it can be done very fast, but for the case of Mohbad, I don't believe, or there's no reason to believe, that he was embalmed, which meant that blood was not drained out of his body, nor was any of his bodily fluid drained out of him. So it is very likely that the reason why there are bodily fluids in the casket after his body was removed was because he wasn't embalmed.
Initially, we all thought and we all agreed that Mohbad was buried too quickly, despite not being Muslim and despite not dying from a very contagious disease. Regardless of the fact that he's a father and a husband, we all thought his burial was too quick and too rushed for such a person, given the circumstances surrounding the controversy of his death. But it turns out that his father actually had plans of burying him earlier than we complained of. Like, we're busy complaining that this guy was buried too quick, whereas there were plans to bury him a lot earlier than he was actually buried. Mohbad died on the 12th of September 2023, somewhere in the evening where it was announced and it became popular news on the internet. And he was buried the next day, the 13th of September 2023, towards evening in Ikorodu, in a land that they said belonged to him. And when his burial was going on, which everyone thought was a rush, people did not even have time to attend. But it so turned out that this man, Mohbad's father, actually had the idea, even had planned to bury Mohbad midnight of the same day he died. That is midnight on the 12th of September, barely 8 hours after this young man was said to have died from an unknown and undisclosed cause.
And I'm saying it in English again. The father of this guy, Mohbad, called me. I don't know the time. I don't know that this is what is going to happen. Called me at night, telling me that Mohbad is dead. I felt so bad. I felt so sorry because I didn't know that boy. It's only the father that I knew. I've never met him before. I know that he's very, very charitable. He's giving money. When he gave his father card, the father celebrated it. I don't know him. I don't pray for him. Now, suddenly, the father said that they are bringing him to bury. They are bringing him. They want to bury him at that night. That I should assemble, I should get chauffeurs, jiggers, in order to bury him. And I said that this is not possible, man. It's not possible. Don't do that. I'm a community leader. How can you come and say that you want to bury your son at that time?
The mathematics a lot of people are doing right now is judging the circumstances that led to his death and the controversy surrounding him being buried so quickly. He was injected and he collapsed, and his own father was thinking of burying him barely 6 hours later. And this has made people suspect that maybe the injection given to Mohbad was to keep him unconscious so that he would be buried alive. Was that what his father was trying to do? Was the father taking a chance? Was he trying to quickly rush this boy to be buried so that he would not have the chance to get up from the injection? What are the possibilities that Mohbad is not in his grave right now, struggling to crawl out? And they made it so incredibly uncomfortable and impossible for him that even if he was to wake up in his grave with his neck bent, it won't be long before he eventually doesn't get to wake up again.
And see, I face a man who share casket be a yedisi star. Come on, Nigerians, what is going on? And then it's like I'm hearing say Nigerians are protesting for justice for Mohbad. They are good to do it. But I say, even after that justice for Mohbad, we don't know what the parliament or whatsoever in charge of this Mohbad issue is doing about the issue. And then kudos to celebrities omo Nigeria omo di omo wanji asem we mutonto DK, just to mention a few. They are all really trying hard for this guy. Oh, and so no see said America, shout outs to celebrities no do omo wanji no. And then something must be done about Mohbad issue no, seriously, because Ghana for nyina do omo wanji Fia Schwarzenegger on the ladies candle night for Ghana no, or no or dimutinti ma on ma yenya information about Mohbad we no. And so no shout out to omo nyina. Afa so when we said there we share video now when we said there tonto dike dimutinti man akwakoto new casket for Mohbad ni burial no. Na owie so a obekwa akọ sure omo baby omo konko sie omo, because as a star there, come on, like we need to give you a stardom burial. And you quite say you bury anyhow, just to bury you like a chicken or something. No, the reason for being called a star, no, and say you've made influence in people's life. What I said, that is why you are a star or a celebrity. You are being celebrated for something. And then one funny thing I heard, you know, so they say they are saying that Anka Mohbad and free mua Anka womu nimno. Come on, those of you saying that, no, you stop it. Must someone die before you know say the person has to be celebrated? What would the carnal mind of human beings, humanity? When we say Yenyo Mabino, so when Charlie Mohbad issue ni there. I'm not sure it will end here, because police investigation, celebrities, and then one funny thing, I don't know if the media is really looking at this angle. If they are not, I'm drawing their attention to it. Let's check the resemblance between the child of Mohbad and then Sam Larry. What they are making, what they want to say, that Google. Never Sam Larry, never compare child no never, because I think there is also something there that we need to check, and then it is causing an alarm. There's a connectivity there. Wumi has to be questioned. If I talk about Wumi, I'm talking about the wife of late Mohbad. Wumi has to be questioned. Emma. Whether it's true or not, Wumi has to be questioned, because the resemblance. And then finally, Naira Marley has come out to say he knows nothing about Mohbad's death. And I think even some days before Mohbad ewu yenimpono free monumpono, oni Mohbad in a one-on-one encounter whereby Mohbad apologized to him for some improper happenings bia esi ye no. And Naira Marley try and say, those of you pointing hands at him say onim hu bi no, or si onim hu hwe, or no see onim hu hwe. But said the policeman near whoever is behind the young man's death no will be brought to book. And I say a banswa ahian ye beba betina ababeka. This is Cool Trends, brought to you by Miss Sachel from Cool Entertainment GH. Keep watching.